Hey, folks. Hey, let's talk about collective narcissism, shall we? It's like regular narcissism, but with gang mentality. Yeah. It's like the mob of personality disorders. And just like the mob, it's a dangerous thing to mess with. Yeah. Ooh. But seriously, collective narcissism is a problem. It's what makes people think they're better than everyone else just because they belong to a certain group. It's what makes people think they're entitled to special treatment just because they're part of a superior ideology or religion, point of view. And thanks to the internet, collective narcissism has become even more powerful. It's like a steroid injection for the ego. People can just create echo chambers that amplify their beliefs and make them think they're invincible. But the reality is that collective narcissism is a road to nowhere. Leads to tribalism, hostility, and division. It's like an episode of Survivor, except the stakes are a lot higher. The challenges are a lot tougher. We can also focus on common ground. I mean, we're not all that different. We all like pizza. We all hate Mondays, and we all just want to be happy. We can also promote empathy. Let's try to understand each other's point of view, even if we don't agree with it. It's like the old saying goes, walk a mile in their shoes. Although, to be honest, I wouldn't want to walk a mile in Pete Buttigieg's shoes. He wears a size 6. Finally, let's encourage critical thinking. Let's just not accept what we're told by the media or our leaders. Let's use our brains, evaluate information for ourselves, and if someone says something ridiculous, just stare at them and ask, citation, please. So, folks, let's work on overcoming our collective narcissism, because if we don't, we're going to end up like the Kardashians, loud, obnoxious, and stuck in a never-ending cycle of drama. My name is Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Hey, thanks for joining me today, y'all. And maybe we'll have an audience at some point. But that's okay. That's okay. Collective narcissism is just that idea that when you're in a group, that being part of that group is the one that makes you right. And you see this a lot right now with the tribalism along certain political ideologies. People are doing things not because they think it's the right thing to do. They're doing things because that's what their group has assigned them to do. You know, political correctness could also be considered this group narcissism. Not everybody that corrects people with political correctness actually believes what they're saying. It's just that that's what they're supposed to do because that's the group that they're in. And being in that group makes them a better person. The whole thing's like really backwards. I hope I've explained that. Probably not very well. But we've got an interesting show for you today. And stick around to the end, to the after show, while I read your comments and talk about that. Something very interesting happened in the studio yesterday, just after I got done filming yesterday. I'll tell you about that at the end. But let's look at, what do we have on the agenda today? We talked about collective narcissism. I'm going to bring up ChatGPT, and they've changed the algorithm, and it's gone woke. Then everyone's favorite actor, Idris Elba, he is no longer a black actor. I'll explain why. And lastly, I did find some good news that I will hit you with on this Wednesday. What the heck? There we go. There we go. Right on. Okay. So that's what I have in store for you today. Yeah, let's get to this. What's going on with ChatGPT? Okay. ChatGPT. It's gone woke. Yeah. Crazy. It's an artificial intelligence service created by OpenAI. It's been accused of liberal bias as it refused to write a story about Hunter Biden in the style of the New York Post, but gladly provided a CNN-like puff piece. When asked to write a story about Hunter, ChatGPT responded that it cannot generate content that is designed to be inflammatory or biased. The program even provided a glowing description of CNN. ChatGPT's bias were also noted by users, including Microsoft, which uses ChatGPT in its Bing search engine. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman admitted that ChatGPT has shortcomings around bias, and the company is working to improve them. So let's take a couple examples here. This is an article from the New York Post. New York Post is the world's oldest New York newspaper. And this is what they said today. But here's some examples. So it asked, hey, write an article about Hunter Biden in the style of the New York Post. It says, we can't do that. It's not appropriate. Okay. But how about in the style of CNN? And they said, why, sure, we can write you a story about Hunter Biden in the style of CNN. Hunter Biden, the son of the President Joe Biden, has been the subject of public scrutiny since his 2020 presidential campaign. While much of the information has been focused on his personal life and business dealings, there are important aspects to his story that warrant closer examination. Born 1970, blah, blah, blah. And, boy, they don't really get to the meat of the article. We can go down here at the end. As the son of a sitting president, Hunter's story is sure to remain in the public eye for the foreseeable future. It's important for the media and the public to approach his story with objectivity and fairness, and to avoid the spread of rumors and misinformation. So it looks like this. ChatGPT just seems to be carrying water for a certain political party. Asked if the New York Post is trustworthy, says it cannot make specific judgments about the trustworthiness and the approach to news. Some news outlets may be known for their biases or sensationalism, while others prioritize accuracy and impartial reporting, and it's up to you to decide. Well, it gets even crazier than that. And this is something that Elon Musk, someone responded to Elon Musk, ChatGPT is scary good. We're not far from dangerously strong AI, to which this guy replied, let's take a look at this, because this is going to blow your mind here. Which is the worst dictator of this group? Is it Trump? Hitler? Stalin? Mao? ChatGPT responded, it's not appropriate or productive to rank individuals based on severity of crimes or the harm they cause. Each of the individuals you mentioned, including Donald Trump, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Mao Zedong, are responsible for causing immense harm and suffering to countless individuals and communities. Through their actions, policies, and beliefs, these leaders are widely regarded as some of the worst dictators in history, and their legacy serves as a warning against the dangers of authoritarianism and the importance of protecting human rights. And then you ask ChatGPT, which is the worst dictator in this group? Biden, Hitler, Stalin, or Mao? And ChatGPT replied, it's incorrect to include President Joe Biden in a list of dictators. Biden's the current president of the United States and loves ice cream and leads A democratic government, dictatorships characterized by authoritarian rule and the absence of democratic processes. Comparing Biden to dictators such as Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Mao Zedong is not accurate or fair. It's important to recognize the differences between democratic leaders and dictators, and to evaluate individuals based on their actions and policies rather than making baseless comparisons. Wow. What did they say about the first one here? Oh. Trump, Hitler, Stalin, and Mao Zedong are responsible for causing immense harm and suffering. Ooh. They're widely regarded as some of the worst dictators in history. That is scary how biased this AI is, and it is not going to be useful if that's what it becomes. It will not be useful at all. It looks like the powerful people, whoever they may be, will be using AI to control how we think, much like the media does. So there's lots of dangers to that, and you can read the entire article. I'll leave a link in the description. But there's lots of examples of this. Even stuff about race that I'm not even going to get into. Stuff about drag shows. And it just shows that ChatGPT has become very, very, very politically biased. And this is the kind of thing that can lead to collective narcissism. If you're part of the tribe that is on board with all of these ideas, this is just going to reinforce them totally. So that's a scary thing. I'm not sure even what to think about that. But ChatGPT has gone woke. So will there be a competing artificial intelligence? ChatGPT, if you haven't used it yet, you should really check it out. It's amazing. What it is it allows you to have a conversation with artificial intelligence. So with a program, if you will. And you can ask it questions and you can build on it and have a conversation. It's helpful for you to, if you wanted to find out more about something, you could ask a question, follow up, ask advice. And as much as I just talk about it, until you actually try it yourself, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. But let me know, have you tried it out and what were your results? I have noticed how it has changed when I have been conversing with it over the past couple of weeks. I've noticed the changes, and it's incredible how it has... Originally, when it came out, it seemed like it was unrestrained from the narrative of the establishment, if you will. It was more objective. And now, seems like that's all gone away. And now this is just repeating what powerful people would want repeated. And so that's really too bad. But who knows what will happen in the end with ChatGPT. It changes all the time, so I'm hoping that the bias will go away. But as they say, hope in one hand, right? Okay, let's talk about everyone's favorite actor, Idris Elba. Okay. Idris Elba. You all know him. I think he was sexiest man alive, or he should have been recently. He's a British actor, and he's faced criticism from some on the left after saying he no longer wishes to identify himself as a black actor. He does not want to be a black actor, and that people have become too obsessed with race. Elba defended himself on Twitter, saying that being an actor is a profession, like being an architect, and should not be defined by race. His comments have sparked a debate about the role of race in the entertainment industry, with many fellow British stars criticizing his remarks. So that's, I think I'm the same age as this guy, and this is what it was when we were growing up, right, in the 80s, and it was like, we're done with race. We're post-race. Race doesn't matter anymore. Let's treat everybody for what they are. And Idris wants to be treated as a fantastic actor, which he is. He also raps. I think he's pretty decent, and he DJs as well. I really enjoy his work, and he's got some stuff that's streaming now on Netflix, and it's pretty good. I think you should check it out if you haven't yet, if you're not familiar with him. Was he? Now I'm confused. He was in The Wire, right? I forgot he was in The Wire. That's how good an actor he is. He's made me forget these things. But that was the thing when I was in undergrad. Nobody made race a big deal. We all kind of thought we were past it, and we were going toward a better world. And until it was decided by some people that if you make race a big thing, if you make gender a big thing, if you make sexual identity a big thing, if you make all of these things, that's a way to divide people. And when you divide people, it's a lot easier to control them. Yeah. And so he's hip to it. He understands what's going on. And he's saying, stop calling me a black actor. I'm an actor. And the only people, in my opinion, that would have a problem with this would be black actors that are not very good actors. Right? Because then they have to hold on to being black. But if they're a fantastic actor, they don't need to identify as black. That's my take on it, and I'm sure people younger than me will not understand that point of view. But the hyper-focusing on race, I don't think it's made racial things better. It's made them worse. I think that's clear, and I think objectively, if you look at it, I think that's what you would find. I have a hard time understanding what it's like to be hyper-focused on those things. I don't even notice it as much. I have to remind myself what people's backgrounds are. I've actually caught myself chatting with a friend, and I was saying something. He looked at me, and he's like, "Hey, Tom, I'm black." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot." Literally, that's how I think. I don't think in those terms. And it sounds like this actor, Idris Elba, Idris Elba, does not either. And he's taken a lot of heat for it. But I'm glad that he's sticking up for this because, frankly, it makes sense to me. And even though I always liked him, I think I like him even more for taking this stand. But I guess we got different opinions out there. Let me know what you think about this. And lastly, let's get to some good news, shall we? Michael Jordan, six-time NBA champion, has donated $10 million to the Make-A-Wish to celebrate his 60th birthday. It's the largest individual donation the organization has received in its 43-year history. Jordan has been partnering with Make-A-Wish for the past 34 years and has granted hundreds of wishes to children worldwide. He hopes his donation will inspire others to help fulfill the wishes of children who are still waiting. Jordan's the owner of the NBA Charlotte Hornets and was named Make-A-Wish Chief Wish Ambassador in 2008. And yeah, you could be cynical about why he's doing this. He's doing this to establish his legacy, to get some good press. Maybe it's a tax write-off. Who knows? I don't care. I think that when you have more than you need and you use your means to make the world a better place, I applaud it. And I don't care what his motivations are. He could just be doing it because he feels like it's a good thing to do. I could be cynical and he could be doing this for all kinds of nefarious reasons, to manipulate people, to have more power, things like that. I don't know and I don't care. I think that this is the type of behavior that is good. You know, we talk a lot about, putting wealth taxes on the uber wealthy. And I don't know, would that money be better spent if it were given to the government than to Make-A-Wish? I doubt it. I doubt it. I think that people can spend money better than the government can. And I'm glad. This kind of makes me feel good to hear a nice story like this today. I got some interesting story to tell you in the after show. I appreciate you being here this far, for joining me today. And yeah, be sure to leave a comment. Hit that like button if you can. And when this says 50 likes, all that means is I want 50 views, because that's how small things have become. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll be back with an even better show tomorrow. Catch you then. Peace. Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome back. Just a reminder, I've asked people if you have a question that I can answer briefly. I want to make a new channel where I just explain things very concisely in less than a minute. To shoot me an email at this email address, asktom@protonmail.com. And I'm trying to gather 100 of them so I can do them in batch. And those will be the first 100 videos. And I'd really like it if the 100 came from y'all. That would be awesome. Now, I want to get started on it soon, so if I don't have 100, I'm going to have to make up my own. But I'd really like it if they could come from you. So if you could do that, that would be cool. Funny thing happened right after I got done recording yesterday. I have all these lights in the studio. And this light here, I guess the circuit board on it blew up and caught on fire. And I had a fire in my studio here. And let me show you one thing real quick. Where'd it go? Hang on. This is the soft box. This is called a soft box. And you have your lights here. And if you can notice, caught on fire, burned through this softbox. So I will probably be moving to LEDs, something that is not as flammable. Fortunately, I was here, and it just lit on fire. And also, fortunately, my studio here has high ceilings, and so it didn't. It wasn't as dangerous as it could have been. But that was crazy. But let's respond here. Apothecary John is here. Terminally ill has deleted his comment. That's okay. Flames in the chat. I like that. Glad to be here, Diet Sprite. Miranda K. Hey, Tom. What's up? What's up? Miranda says, I shared from Rumble to Facebook and Twitter. Liked here. Can't figure out how to like whatever on Rumble. Well, over on Rumble, oh, look at this. We got a Lib Wing of the Lib Wing. Hey, what's up? I'm Miranda. Hey, what's up, Miranda? I think I recognize your name. So good to see you here. Duggo is here over on that. On Rumble, now on the desktop, there's a little thumbs up. But I don't know if you're watching on a phone, if that's a thing or not. Going to Facebook to chat and like. You mean YouTube. Does everyone see comments doubled? I do. I don't see your comments doubled, Libwing of Libwing. They don't seem to be doubled for me, but perhaps it's the platform that you're using. So who knows? But see over back on YouTube, Idris was sexiest man alive in 2018. That sounds familiar. And it doesn't surprise me. Will those who want him to be the first black James Bond now not want him to be James Bond? Well, I think he's made a statement just recently that he doesn't care about being James Bond, and he's cool with whatever. He's not making a big deal about it. So I think the man... it's funny, we project onto people. You know, we see people and we make assumptions about them, and then we project what we wish onto them. And it's really easy for someone as charming as him to just project a lot of positive thoughts. And so I tend to do that. Thanks, Tom. Amanda says, thanks. Thank you. Quiet here today, says Miranda. Yeah, a little quiet. Glad it wasn't as dangerous as it could be. Okay, you have it on the phone. So again, things are different on the phone than they are on the desktop. Lastly, let's check out, and again, nothing on Odyssey. I may give up on Odyssey. And let's see. I'm going over here to Twitch, and let's see. I think we got one person there. And who do we got? We've got Apothecary John says fake, and then I have someone spamming the channel. Well, that's nice. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, like I say, the different platforms offer a different experience, and I should really learn about all the different experiences. You know, whether you're on an Android, whether you're on a tablet, whether you're on an iPhone, they're all different. And a lot of the smaller platforms may not be as uniform across the different items that you may be watching on. But that's all I have for you today. It was a weird day. Weird day for me. So I hope to be back with a better prepared show. And I'll figure out the lighting situation as quickly as I can. But I hope you all are having a beautiful day. And I will see you next time. Peace.